We are going to look at our vocabulary and then read our Wind in the Willows. So we can see up there, we have a good amount of words we're going to go over. The first word we're going to look at is ecstasies. What's our word?
Ecstasies.
Ecstasies just means great joy. So if something brings you ecstasies, it's bringing you great joy. So something just maybe, I think of like ecstatic, also meaning like really excited, just has a little bit different form of it. The next one is going to be a phrase, and it's gaining on. What's our word?
Gaining on.
So the nice thing about gaining on, as you've probably heard it before, if you're gaining on someone, you're getting closer to them, you're kind of reaching them, right? So when my boys are running in the backyard, I don't know how often we're like, he's gaining on you. We're just letting like one kid know the other kid's going to catch him. Happens way too often. Next up, we have the word keenly. What's our word?
Keenly.
And it just means extremely or very eagerly. So if you're keenly fond of someone or keenly aware of something, you're extremely aware. And that's usually what it is. It means like I'm thinking, I know what's happening to the extreme there. Yeah, really sensing it, right? So our next word is proposal. What's our word?
Proposal.
Now, a proposal is an offer, a suggestion. Oftentimes, when we think of a proposal, it's that request for marriage. Let's not play with our things, guys. It's a request for marriage. So if you hear a proposal or someone propose, they're asking about marriage. Pretty simple, right?
What does marriage mean?
To be married to someone. So I went through my one and only proposal when my husband asked me to marry him. So it's a request of something. Does it have to be marriage?
Yeah.
No, sometimes in like business, you propose something. Same idea. You're putting your idea out there and seeing what happens. Our second to last word up there is the word recklessly. What's our word?
Recklessly.
Recklessly just means it's careless. If you're doing something recklessly, it's careless. You're not worried about what's going to happen. If you're reckless about something, you might do something and you don't care what the outcome is. It could be dangerous. You could get hurt and you're like, whatever. And then next we have spirits. What's our word?
Spirits.
Spirits is just the character of a person or how or way someone thinks or feels. So like if you're in good spirits, you're probably pretty what? Happy. If you're in poor spirits, you're probably pretty sad. So it's just that expression of how someone is feeling. Sound good? We'll look at our next piece. Okay. Yesterday, I'm going to pause for 1 second here. Everybody needs to take them off. You're driving me nuts with them. I don't think it's something we're going to be able to have. You're just playing with them. Yesterday, for a quick review of kind of what we went over in our story, we talked a lot about, recently we've talked a lot about perspective or point of view. Yesterday, the point of view was from who? Toad. It was all like his thoughts, and you learn what he was doing. That was all from Toad. We also have narration. What's narration? The narrator, but what is narration? Joey.
It's like a character that's not in the story that tells you what's happening.
Good. So the narrator is someone who's not in the story, and the narration is they're telling you what's happening. They might be telling you how characters are thinking or feeling or what they're doing. So it's going to be that narration side of things. Let's see. What else do we need to go over quick before we get in? Our themes. We have focused so much on our themes lately that flow throughout. But remember, that theme is going to be something that continually pops up in our work. And it's popping up over and over again. So we talked about friendship and loyalty, hospitality, responsibility, irresponsibility. Those are all themes that are going to be weaving throughout our story. Okay? And in writing, we stepped back yesterday and we identified 3 of the themes and characters that really fit those themes. Today, we're going to keep going. Another element I forgot about, a literary element, personification. Personification is what? Kaylin, what's personification? I can't hear you, sweetie. What'd you say? Not just when the characters are talking. It goes in a little deeper than that. That might be an example of personification for some stories. That we're going to get a little deeper. Grayson?
When any animal that should have swords, wears clothes, or starts talking.
Good. So when we put that all together, it's those animals, right? It's anything that's not a person, a human, having those human characteristics. So like Kaylin mentioned, they're talking, right? Or like Grayson mentioned, they're wearing clothes, right? Yesterday, we saw this picture here of Toad. And we noticed that Toad is an example of personification. He is a toad riding a horse. That riding a horse is a personification. We see it's a toad wearing clothes, personification. But there's another animal in this picture, a
Horse.
and is he showing personification?
No.
No, because it's very normal for people to ride horses, but still, for that horse riding to happen. So personification is something else that comes up. Today you're going to meet some new friends in our story, as well as revisit some old ones as well. So some that we might not come across. Some of those new animal characters are ones we've had before. We're going to hear about weasels and ferrets and stoats. Do you guys remember our pictures of those?
Yeah.
We can revisit it, but we're going to have weasels, ferrets, and stoats in our book. And we're going to have some, or weasels, ferrets, and stoats. They're going to be personified, just like the rat, the mole, and the badger. So they're going to be characters that come up more like rat, badger, mole, toad, those characters. Yes, Haley?
I think he's in the wild one.
I would think he is too, right? Especially heading that way. Yep.
I thought you said it was fox.
Well, today we're doing weasel, ferrets, and stoats. Fox might be one of them, but today it's ferrets.
Maybe ferret is another name.
I want you to think today. I want you to think today about how these, or notice today how these animals are personified throughout the story. Today, we're going to build off of yesterday's story was Toad's Adventures, Part 1. Today, we're going to be reading about Toad's Adventures, Part 2. And I want us to think, how do you think Rat feels after Toad tricks him and escapes Toad Hall? How do you think Rat felt after Toad tricked him and escaped Toad Hall? Griffin, how do you think he felt? How do you think Rat felt when Toad escaped Toad Hall? Why?
Because he knows he's gonna spend all his money.
Yeah, maybe mad at him, right? You kind of feel a little bit betrayed by something that just happened, right? Would you feel how would you feel if a friend lied or tricked you? Turn and tell your neighbor, how would you feel if a friend lied and tricked you? Three, two, one. Now I want you to put one more thought in your brain. If you were Rat, because you guys were right, it is Rat who's tricked. If you were Rat and your friend just tricked you like Toad tricked him, would you forgive him?
No. Yes,
Okay.
me.
Why? Ray?
If it's like just a little lie, I would forgive.
Nope. A lie like Toad told Rat.
I would be like, no, because you lied to me and you're like, no, that's fine.
Right? Good. No, you lied to me. You're my best friend. Not cool, dude. Brock, what about you?
I would feel like, I wouldn't want to be his friend again, because if you're someone's friend, you want to be loyal to them.
Exactly. Friends are loyal. And has Toad been loyal so far?
No.
We're going to go ahead and jump into our reading of The Return to Toad is where we at right now.